Alright, so this is going to be writing an equation in vertex form by using completing the square. So in order to write in vertex form, we have to complete the square. And it's very similar to completing the square when we want to solve, but at the end there's a couple different steps. I think this is actually a little bit less work. So with completing the square, as usual, I need to get the x squared and the x on its own side. So I'm going to add 12 to both sides, and I get y plus 12 equals x squared minus 8x. And I'll do my side work. Well, I'm going to take that negative 8 divided by 2 and square it, so I get negative 4 squared, which equals 16. Okay, so I'm going to add 16 to both sides, and I get y plus, let's see here, 28, and that equals x, and in this case I'm going to use this, well, in every case, excuse me, I'm going to use the negative 4, so minus 4 goes in the parentheses. I'm always going to use this inside the parentheses squared every single time. These two, this one here is using the parentheses squared, and this guy here is always added to both sides. Alright? Every single time. It's the same process every time. So my next move will be to solve for y, and I get x minus 4 squared minus 28. This right here is in vertex form. That's my vertex form of the equation. Now I have the other two, so I already wrote it in vertex form. That's done. Now I find the vertex. Well, my vertex is already given to me, except for with this one here, I need to change the sign. The negative 28 stays. So I have positive 4 and negative 28. The sign inside changes for a couple reasons. One we looked at in classes with transformations. When you subtract inside the parentheses, it moves right rather than left. So it's opposite of what you think. And if you look at the equation for a vertex form, you'll see y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. So since we have this negative here, it changes the sign of the h, which is our x coordinate. The k goes with our y coordinate, and it's positive, so the sign hasn't changed. So that's why we changed the sign of this one, but not for the y. Alright, moving on from that. The last thing that we need is our axis of symmetry, and it's an equation to the axis of symmetry. So my axis of symmetry is going to be x equals, and it's my positive 4 that I had for my vertex. Now that's it.